No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool, nothing else. No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool, nothing else.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to VP4 TV. As you can see from the date at the top of the screen, it's Wednesday here in Scotland. It is 1:36 AM and we are here, well I'm here in body. I don't know whether I'm here in mind. I've had about, an hour and a half sleep, set my alarm, but we're here for a round one match in this year's VP4 10 Ball World Championship here on VP4 TV and on VP4 Online. It is an all USA affair between Stubb and Hairpig, race to 17, excuse me, and we are going to be going in about 7 minutes time, and let's hope I can stay awake. Let's hope Stubb and Hairpig can keep me awake. Quick look. We have, I don't know whether this has been updated since I went to bed, but this is the matches that are on schedule. We have this one today at this time at 1:45 AM British Summer Time, and later on today, much later on today, thank goodness, we have the all UK match between Cobra and Spectre Dawn. And these are the two matches I'll be streaming today, unless anything else appears. We've still got other matches to come. We have Mr. Bill against Vertical Liquid, which is on Thursday morning at midnight. I may well be there for that one as well. That's even crazier. And then we have Z Karaoke against Power Slam, which is Thursday later in the evening at 7 PM British Summer Time. And then we have Mr. Pox against Mooncake, which is set for Saturday at 8 PM British Summer Time. And then finally we have the big match of the weekend, which is, I think it might be a second round match. I haven't looked at the bracket, but it might be between Mal from the UK and Bedhead from Sweden. And that's at 6 PM on Sunday. Now, Steve he mentioned he may well drop in on this match. He might not be here at the start. I've got Discord on. I'll have a little occasional look in Discord to see if he's arrived. But in the meantime, we just wait for the room going up, so we will have a little musical interlude until then.
assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Welcome back. Welcome to Dwight. Welcome to Slim. And welcome to anybody else who's crazy enough, like I am, to be here at 1:45 in the morning or not far off it, because that's when this match is going to go ahead. I mentioned that Steve intends to be here. He said he might not be here at the start. He's not in Discord at the moment. The other thing to mention is that I had a look at XSplit Broadcaster after my last stream. Now, you guys can tell me if there's any difference. Broadcaster required an update, which I have done. I've now got it in administrative mode, I think it is, or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. Which means that Broadcaster loads a bit quicker, but you need to tell me if you are seeing a better quality in the stream, so you can let us know that once we are up and running. Yeah, we've got Stub and Hairpig. Here's my idea of what's going to happen. If Hairpig tries to get out, tries to get into a shooting match with Stub, he'll lose. Stub will pop more balls than Hairpig will. It's down to the errors that Hairpig makes, and it's also down to the errors that Stub will make, and whether Hairpig is capable of taking advantage of them for a period of time. He's going to have to sustain it for a long period because it's a race to 17. But over the distance, Stub should be the winner, but silly things happen, and it's up to Hairpig to take advantage of it, and if he can't do it, he won't win. That's how I see it. So, I don't know who else is there, but good morning, everybody. Good evening, everybody. This is another late night session for me. I actually had a nice 90-minute sleep, and the alarm woke me up, which is good. Right, the room should be up, and the room is up, and we are in. The cloth is at the right colour, and we wait on the two players arriving. I'll have a quick tab out to have a look. Yeah, Steve's not there. I might forget about him, and then he might come in and type something in the chat to let me know that he's there. So we will have the lag for the break. Remember, no jump cues. I think that's basically all we need to know, other than the fact that it's 10 ball and you have to call all non-obvious shots, banks and combos will do. The 10 ball is called automatically. And so Hairpig has arrived. Now remember, if anybody does fancy being part of the commentary team, you're more than welcome, but not at this time of night, because you've got to get Discord set up. I've got to send invites, so that's for another day. My brain is not functioning at the best of times, and at this time of night, expect there's going to be mistakes as usual, probably a larger quantity of mistakes. Well, Stubbs hanging about, he's getting the audible alert to let him know the room is up. He's just letting Hairpig sit and stew. So, as I mentioned, let me know how the balls are running. And if they're still running with any sort of problem, then I don't know what the issue is. Quick tab out. Yeah, he's not there. And needless to say, this is the start of my day off. So as soon as this is finished, I'll be heading back to bed. The Stubb's still not in. We are almost 4 minutes into the countdown time. He's now arrived, so we'll have the lag. That might be Stubb on the right. I'm just guessing, of course, I haven't a clue. Yep, I was right. Hairpig has won the lag, and so he's going to break off. Welcome to Interchange X. Welcome to Mark. Is that Mark Shark? You can let me know if it is. Well, there'll be the occasional freeze on the screen as I tab out to go and have a look at Discord, just to double check if Steve's finally appeared. So Stubbs got the first opportunity. His problem is avoiding collisions up table, like running into the 8 ball like that. But he's still going to try and pot his way out of problems. He's got the cut down the rail, and then he's got to make sure the cue ball comes right across and down so he isn't hooked in the 3 ball. This will be a good shot. This is not easy. Now the line might mean that he's going too square across the table. He needs to put a bit on this cue ball as well. He's got to put a bit of spin in this to get this cue ball to work its way across. And that ain't it. Well, this is especially for Dwight. Now, I think that needed a bit of right English on the pot to push the angle down this direction. Stubb decided to go twice across the table. But like I mentioned before the match started, this is the type of thing that Hairpig's going to have to deal with. He's got an opportunity. Really, this is going to be the problem. Shot here, he's got to pot the 5 and have an angle on this 6 of some description to come back with the 7. And he's got to find a way out here. He can't waste opportunities like this. Good evening to Blind Hog. Good morning. He might be a bit straight in this. No, he's fine. And the weight of shot there was pretty good. He just needs to not do anything silly and scratch in the left side pocket. Looks as if he's playing a little soft stunt. Again, well controlled. So the early signs are pretty good here for Hairpig. The touch looks pretty good. But of course, the crucial shot is off this 9 and up for the 10. Now, if that just holds there, you can put a little dig in this again. He needs to avoid the middle pocket knuckle. A little dig and draw, and just be careful with it. Well, he's gone 2 rails. It needs to bounce though. That's the problem with that shot. You've got to get the pace. So that's the crucial one that he's got wrong. I think he should have dug into that. He had to dig into that and take the risk of avoiding the scratch in the side pocket. So now he's got to duck. He's calling the 10, but I'll be all honesty, I would think he's just going to roll to it. Yeah, Stubb's going to call the kick. I don't think Stubb can refuse this. And I expect him to get it as well. He should have really rolled that ball right on top of the 10. And you see there's the perfect example of what Hairpig can't afford to do. I mean, he did everything right up until that 9 ball where he decided to go 2 rails. Was a bit scared of dragging into the cue ball for the scratch on the side and ended up with no shot, and then ended up playing a pretty poor safety because he should have just dropped onto that 10 ball and Stubb wouldn't have had that kick, and it cost him the rack. Perfect opportunity to punish Stubb. Stubb's brakes come up dry. Hairpig is in again. This time he hasn't got great shape. And he needs to get cover. And he hasn't got it. Well, Stubb will probably just cut this down the rail towards the 5. Don't know whether he might want to try and keep it behind the 3. Well, again, he's tried that, but that was pretty poor. Touch like a sledgehammer, Stubb's got. That was not a great shot. And again, Bedhead is in, but the problem now is that the 4 ball isn't going anywhere. Now, if he gets right onto this right side rail, he could play a billiard onto the 6, push the 4 to the left-hand side. And he's trying to drop right in behind it. This looks a pretty good effort. It is not bad at all. That is a pretty good shot. And once again, anything but straight. And again, it's a perfect angle. He can just go forward with a wee bit of helping spin and avoid the scratch on the right hand side. So it's all about the pace in this. And he's controlled that well. You see the danger with the spin. You always head towards that middle pocket. Now, don't hook yourself behind the 8 and 9. He's going to dig in and come back across towards the 9. And this is the vital one. Now, he might want to... I don't know whether he can get away with this. He might be able to get away with this plain ball because I'm not moving the camera as much to go around and look. It looks as if he can hit it fairly plain. He might be putting a bit of English just to square it. Yes, he is. Just to avoid dropping behind the 9. Right, Steve's arrived in the room, so that suggests he's probably in Discord, so I'll see the end of this. And then I'll invite Steve to the party. Well, this looks fairly straightforward. Stun the 9 in, go down onto the short rail, and leave yourself a wide open shot in the 10. And don't forget, this is from a poor safety by Stubb. Now, he started spinning balls around here. You're asking for trouble doing that, and he's got away with it. He didn't need to do that, but he's got away with it. It looks clever and it looks fancy, but you don't have to look at umpty when you land right on top of the 10 ball. Right, hang on a second. Good evening and good morning to Steve.
Good evening.
Yeah, well, you're going to be doing a lot of work here tonight, Steve.
It's late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had about 90 minutes sleep, and the alarm went off, and I was sort of away in a nice little funny land. I don't know where I was, but it was a land of Nod. But I'm here. So basically, Hairpig should be 2-0 up. He had a good chance in the first rack. Stubb tried to play a little tuck safety to tuck the one ball along the long rail in that second rack, and he tucked the one ball right over the side pocket, and Hairpig found his way out. Hairpig didn't find his way out in the first rack, but he should have. So we're back all square.
Yeah, well, Hairpig, Stubb just tried to stub his shot and it didn't work out. Hairpig's got a pretty good game. I think Hairpig has a pretty good idea how to play pool. I think, execution-wise on VP4, he's probably not as good as Stubb, but I think he's got a better idea how to play the game. So, I think he's got a good chance to win this. I'd still call Stubb the favorite, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hairpig won.
Well, I said at the start, or prior to the start, I said it's about the opportunities that Hairpig's going to get, and whether he's going to be consistent enough and good enough to keep taking them, because there's other guys in this tournament who are, and that's really the only way I think Hairpig's going to win, is by playing sensible shots like that, and by taking the opportunities that he gets.
That was a smart play. He was lucky he didn't make the 3 there, because if he made the 3, then he would have been shooting again, because Stubb would have had the option. That's the thing, is when you play a safety like that, you got to really make sure you don't make the ball.
Yeah.
But, Hairpig, we just saw an execution mistake out of him. Granted, it wasn't an easy shot when he was straight in on the one ball, but he way overran the 3, and he's played a nice shot here to get out of it. This is going to be a very difficult ball to hit.
That was unlucky, because Stubb is usually pretty good at kicking. He just caught the 6.
Well, that was a tough ball to hit. There wasn't a lot of room. There was 2 different windows, and neither one of them was very big.
So the 7 ball is, well, let's have a look. The 7 ball, you can get to it, but you've got to get it from, I think you can get to it and cut it, but it's really, really close.
It's very close. And the biggest problem with that shot is you can't roll it. You have to stun it, because you've got to get the cue ball on the correct side of the 9, and I'm not sure that 7 ball is going to go. You need to be very close to that ball to make it. If you're 3 feet away, I don't think you can make that 7. I think you have to be very close. Now he's going to try to move it, and he's going to fail, but this is the easiest safety in the world right here.
Oh yeah, he should be well and truly tucked away here.
Yeah, this is a simple safety. Got to make sure you don't make the 7.
Yeah, that'll do.
And that's well done. And he's got him pretty locked on it. Yeah, that's the right way to play. So I think it's it's an interesting match, because it's against a person who has very high skills but doesn't always play the right way, against a person that has not quite as highest skills, but plays the right way more.
Yeah, as long as the brain's ticking in the right way, then Hairpig's always going to have a chance. Oh, incidentally,
Wow.
I don't notice whether anybody's called a result in this match on the chat. I didn't see any score predictions.
I don't see anything for what I'm looking at. The interesting thing on that last shot was that was a huge 7-ball. Where that was sitting, that ball was gigantic and still missed it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty hard to miss that ball.
That's
a pretty big mistake missing that 7-ball. I mean, granted you may not roll safe, but to completely miss the ball was very surprising.
Stubb says that's not going to work forever. You're safe, K. You're not safe, K. He's trying to get inside Hairpig's head, and I think my voice is going.
Well, I mean, Hairpig only had to play safe because he really didn't have anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the right shot to play.
Well, he was always going to get nailed.
Now, sometimes guys will try to safe you. I'll never forget, there was a guy that was a real strong player who I had never beaten, but I hadn't played him in a while, and I'd gotten better, and I think he knew that. So we get in a game, and I break and I scratch. He's got an easy run out, and he plays safe and locks me up. Now, this is a game. What he's doing is he's trying to take me out of it. So I kick and hit the ball, and he plays safe again, and then I play safe and he plays safe. So anyhow, to make a long story very short, he was trying to take me out of his game. He ended up being out of his game, and I drilled him.
That's a good safety.
Sometimes guys purposely try to play safe to take you out of your game. And Stubb is kind of accusing Hairpig of that here, and that's not what happened, because Hairpig played safes that were, there's nothing like, oh, he could have shot it, but he played safe. I mean, he didn't really have a shot there. He had to play safe.
Good evening and welcome. Now, this is, I don't know whether he's got the line. I think the 10 and 2 are in the way of the line to get to this. He's got to spin this cue ball, I think. Yeah, that's a cracking shot.
Yep.
I'm not sure the line was ideal there, but Stubbs picked it, and that's the danger with Stubbs.
He's got a shot here, pretty big pocket.
Kick in behind the 6.
As long as he doesn't overcut it, the 6 isn't an issue. He can undercut this and it's still going to go in. He can't overcut it.
Yeah, he's got it clean.
Watch out.
Well, he's
got
himself hooked.
Yep, that's not any good. So, you can try to kick safe here. I'd call the 6 ball. I'd try to kick the 2 at the 6 because if you don't make the 6, you're probably got a good chance of getting safe. So I would call the 6 ball.
Yeah, ideally you're trying to get that right side.
He's calling 2 ball. Now the problem with this shot is if you don't make it, you're probably going to sell out.
Oh, he's going to spin behind the 10 though. He's in a lucky roll.
He's going to roll good.
Well, likewise for Hairpig, it's not the hit that he gets, it's getting a lucky roll and getting this safe.
Well, this is a lot tougher for Hairpig. The kick's not as easy. He doesn't have as good opportunities for getting safe. I mean, this is actually a pretty tough situation here. I think he's got to kick off the long rail by the 4. He's going to have to spin it to open it up because otherwise the 4 is in the way. Well, he looks like he's going to play a jump shot. Oh, this is a crazy shot. Yeah, see, I don't get that shot. It was a lot easier kicking into a little past the second diamond and spinning it out to the 2.
Yeah.
You know, over by where the 4 is. That
Yeah.
was a lot easier shot than what Hairpig tried. That was a tough kick the way he did it.
Well, this should be Stubbs' chance to tie the match up. Let's have a quick look at this 7. No, it's off the rail.
Yeah, 7's not a problem. I mean, Stubbs should run out here.
Well, he's just got to get in the gap.
Well, he's a little straight on this 5 ball. Yeah, this is a funny spot. If I was him, I would be drawing this all the way back to the end rail, because that's the biggest area you can get to, and the rail will help with the speed, and that's way too hard.
Yeah, but he's
in the gap.
He's on the line now. This is he has to avoid this 9 ball. Let's have a look. Yeah, the angle.
Yeah, he should be able to avoid the 9 ball. Ideally, you want to draw this and hit like maybe a diamond past the side pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, see that's just not understanding where the cue ball is going, because you got to understand how much it's going to move sideways at that speed. He cut that 6 ball more than he needed to pocket it. I mean, he was in a position he could have drawn that back and missed the 9 ball.
Yeah, and now he's dead in the water. I was just going to say there, Steve, he's going to go up and down here. The worry I had there that he was going to run into the 10, so he avoided that. But
he might have hit that. He might have hit that 7 a touch thin. You know, that's the thing with that shot. You hit a little thin, and you know that's why you got to control it with English, just to kind of make sure. Now he's got a chance to make this 9. It's sitting good.
Oh,
he hit it pretty good. It just didn't go in. I mean, it was sitting in a spot he could make it. So, you know, now the question is, do I play the bank? Do I play safe and try to put the 9 on the end rail, or do I cut the 9? And he's going to go for the cut. I think that's a good move. I mean, the safety is actually pretty tough here. Me personally, I would have shot the bank, but you know, the cut's not bad either.
Well, this needs to run, and that's perfect.
Yeah, and he's got it. And that's what he needs to do, is he needs to make Stubb pay when he makes those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, it's all about that.
Now, luckily, we have him muted, so we're not going to see BS, and all that other stuff.
BS, and all the other BS.
Yeah, I mean, this, you know how Stubb is. He be going crazy, saying all kinds of stupid things right now.
Well, it's a good start for Hairpig. He's failed to punish Stubb once, and he's done it right twice, though.
Hairpig's a thinker, so I would expect that he's going to get better at VP, you know, as his execution gets better. I mean, because he does a lot of the right stuff. Now, let's see if he takes this bank on. He's got a long rail bank. He's going to cut this thing. That is crazy.
Here we go.
I don't. Well, why wouldn't you bank this cue ball? No, this is no good. The 1's too close to the rail.
And he's gifted.
The game
he's gifted it.
See, I just don't get that. He had a bank that was pretty easy bank, long rail.
Yeah.
Shooting it down in the corner. And the other thing is that bank is you come up a little short and you don't make it, and maybe the cue ball rolls, the 1 ball rolls up on the 9. I just can't believe he shot that 1 ball like that. So, you know, I just got done telling you how smart Hairpig is, and then he does something stupid. He definitely should have banked that 1 ball or played safe. He should never have shot it like that. It was just too tough.
Well, it's 4 racks to 1 for Hairpig. The break was dry. Remember, it's alternate break, because I keep forgetting. That was Stubbs' break there. So the 1-9.
He just hit that a little too hard. I mean, if you hit it perfect, it would have stayed there. But, you know, it's hard to hit it perfect. He should still be able to make this 1 ball. Getting on the 2 is a little tricky, though.
He might have to just, if he gets the pace right, he might be just left with a bank in this 2 ball.
Well, he may be shooting a 2 in the side after this because he'll have the
This
shot
looks-
into the side pocket.
No, that'll do it. Yep, just got the angle.
Yeah, he can shoot this in the side. Little English, left English to kill it, and he's going to be good on the 3. Yeah, I would expect he's going to run out from
Oh,
here.
he's overcut it.
Oh boy. Well, until that.
Now, what does Stubb do here? Does he?
Well, this is a pretty easy bank. You got to draw it a little and hit it a little left. I'm just surprised he didn't shoot that bank. That bank was on.
He's wound it in there.
I mean, it wasn't automatic because he had to do something with the cue ball, but it was on. Now, I would be playing this to hook him on the 10-8. Put the 2 ball in the middle of the table. Don't leave it by the side pocket because you want to get it away from the side. So, because the 7 ball blocks. See, that's no good. And the reason why that's no good is because he was always leaving the 2 ball in front of the pocket. What he wanted to do with the 2 ball is put it in the middle of the table. And if he didn't get the hook, the 7 protects the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just. And honestly, I think Hairpig is smarter than this, but sometimes when you're playing, it's hard to think the same way as like when we're sitting here commentating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a little surprised, you know, he played that safety that way. Well, you got to expect Stubb's going to run out here. One thing about Stubb is when he has racks like this, he usually runs out.
Yeah, it would be a nightmare shot if he doesn't take this one out.
Yeah, I mean, this is just pretty standard stuff here.
Now, is he going to, yeah, he's just going to leave it long. Well,
yeah, I would have gone 2 rails there for sure.
See, this just leaves him more work to do.
Yeah, I would have gone 2 rails and got more straight on the 8.
But he's played it well enough.
Yeah, I mean, he was never in a lot of trouble, even not necessarily playing the best way. He's still fine.
So back to within 2. Break goes back to Hairpig.
Yeah, I mean, Hairpig's got to get rid of those kind of decisions because he can win this match, but he can't afford to make those kind of decisions.
Well, like I say, you know, it's not just making those decisions for one rack, it's keeping it up for the duration and making the right choices long enough and often enough.
Well, this worked out. He kind of got a slug rack, but he came out of it good. Let's see where Stubb pushes to. Let's see how good a push this is. Yeah. I don't think it's that good a push, and I'll tell you why. Because you can make this 1 ball, you can run in the 4 and control the cue ball, and it doesn't matter if you have a shot on the 2, you can play safe.
Yeah,
this is just too easy on the 1 ball. That's just a bad safety. And he's going to pay for it because he's going to get locked up here. Well, now, he can shoot this 2 in the side, but I think it's easier just to play safe.
Yeah, I think I'd be playing safe here because this is too tight in the side. I mean, it will cut obviously up table or down table, depending on what end of the table you're at.
He's going to play aggressive, and that's okay as long as, you know, you're making the ball and getting shape on the 3.
I like the pace in this. He's going to be hooked up.
Yeah, see that's the problem with that is that if you're going to shoot that, you've got to make it and get shape. You can't afford to do this because he had a safe that was pretty easy.
Yeah, the pot pace was good, but the pace in the cue ball wasn't.
Well, he never really got it on the right line. The cue ball just was not on the right line, and you know, I mean, he may make this. It's a good chance, and he's got the 4 ball right there. Oh boy, that was close.
It was unlucky, but this.
But you know, it's going to end up probably being a loss of game here because I think he should have played safe on that 2 ball. I mean, I don't have a problem with shooting balls and being aggressive, but if you're going to do that, you've got to make the ball and get a shot on the next ball.
Yeah, you've got to back it up. So Stubb Again,
Well, that was
should
well
be
done
back.
there. You know, he understood the ball speed and the ball weight there. You know, because if you don't, you can get in trouble on that shot. That was a well played shot on the 3. It looks simple, but you know, I mean, a lot of people would have messed that up.
He should be back within 1.
Well, this is a little funny here. He didn't get where he needed to. I mean, he's going to have to shoot the 6-9 combo probably. And this is not any good here.
Yeah, he's the wrong side.
Yeah. And that's what he's playing for. He's playing for the combination.
Well, he's got it on it as good as he probably could.
Yeah, he's not on it too bad. I mean, this is a shot you would expect him to make. He needs to hit it hard enough to get the 6 ball to separate because he's going to shoot the 6 in the opposite corner.
That's worked out.
He hit it perfect speed. That was very well done.
Now, I still haven't seen any I'll say that again. I still haven't seen any match score predictions. The guys seem to be sitting on the fence here.
Well, Cobra's not in here. He always makes a prediction.
Oh yeah, Cobra's
and IQ2 usually does. I mean, you know, these guys aren't predictors.
Cobra's in 99 land.
Well, you know, this just makes it harder leaving it short. I mean, not that he shouldn't be able to handle this, but you know, he just left this cue ball way short. He should have rolled further. It would have been a lot simpler. Now he's going to have to go up table.
Well, that's his typical stub. I mean, he doesn't think about the. See now, look what he's done.
And he didn't hit that correctly because he put right English on it, which held the ball. He needed to hit that with no English or maybe even a little bit of left English because you're going to get some of that right English just from the cut angle on the object.
That's his biggest failing is just not being accurate enough in the follow-up shot. It's simple enough. Just get yourself the right angle to be able to get it easier onto the last ball. And he gets away with it with the potting, though. Most of the time.
It's a typical thing. He went from a 98% pot to a 92% pot or something like that. But, you know, that 6% makes a difference. Because next time it may not go in.
Stubbs break there. Trailing by 1. The break was dry.
Well, you know, this is definitely a situation to play safe in. This is a little tricky how this is sitting. You know, ideally you'd want to get wide of that 10 ball, but that's hard to do. Now, you just need to get on the left side of the 10. And he can do this, especially spinning it, just like that.
So we've got one prediction, 17-15 to Hairpig.
Well, that was a pretty good shot that Stubb just played there.
That was Hairpig.
Oh, that was Hairpig, okay.
Yeah.
He used the English to help him get the.
Well, that was unlucky. A brush
off
the ball
past the 1 ball. You know, allowed him to hit the 1 ball more full on and get past the 10 ball.
Now, how crazy does Hairpig get here? What does he do here? I mean, ball in hand in the 1 ball, 2 ball. I think. Let's have a look. I mean, he doesn't need to break this up. He needs to break the 4 and 10 up, but if he gets good in the 10, he can break the 10 and 4.
He could potentially play the 10 ball. I think the carom off the 2 isn't sitting good, but the 4-10 is sitting really good. I'm kind of surprised he didn't play the 10 ball there. But he's in a position where he can break out the 4 and get on the 3 pretty easily. You just don't want to overhit this. This is kind of a soft draw here. He's not putting draw on it. He needs to draw this ball. I don't get that. He needed to draw that ball so he could shoot the 3 in the side, and he didn't. He needed to just draw it a little bit to pull it back, and he didn't do that because the 3 doesn't go in the corner, I don't think, does it?
Really, really tight.
He's calling it.
It goes in off the jaw, but again, the 7 ball is so in the way when you're playing this.
The thing is he had a shot on that 4 ball, on that 2 ball to break the 10-4 up and shoot the 3 in the side pocket, and he failed to play it the right way.
Well, he's played that one well enough. Now he needs to get.
Yeah, well, he should be out here.
He needs to
I mean, this is connect the dots there. You can't get much easier from this point on. I mean, he'll run out from here.
Little draw again. Nudge onto the 10. Could have went funny there if he'd skimmed past it and ended up hooking himself, but he's.
Yeah, he didn't get it straight enough on the 5, but he's okay.
Hogg says 17-14 to Stubb.
Yeah. Well, so far from what I've seen, I would say Stubb's the favorite, but Hairpig's one of these players.
Oh dear, he's played that badly. Yeah. He's stunned it, but the cue balls rolled through with the pace.
Hairpig's a very aggravating player because I can see that he could play this game way better, and he's kind of struggling between poor execution and poor decisions, and yeah, I just, I don't quite get it because I think Hairpig should play a lot better than he's playing. And maybe he will. Maybe he'll get it turned on. I think if he plays more up to his potential, he's going to be the favorite in this match.
Yeah, he didn't get anywhere near that, and that's going to be lined pretty nice for Stubb.
He just got funny on it, and then, execution error. I mean, that's the thing is when you get funny on it like that, it's, the percentage chance goes way down.
Yeah, the 4-1 lead has quickly disappeared.
Well, instead of 5-3, it's 4-4 now with that mistake.
And the break goes back to Hairpig.
The thing about Stubb is, he's fairly consistent. Stubb just doesn't play good enough because his pattern play isn't good enough. He doesn't make good decisions about when to play safe, and but his ability to pocket balls and move the cue ball is pretty good. So he's one of these guys that players that are kind of like a Hairpig where they've got a lot of potential, but they're just kind of struggling to get over the bump to the next level. Those are that's the kind of match that Stubb is usually going to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, now I wouldn't be surprised if Hairpig won this, but he's going to have to play better than he's shown so far if he's going to win.
Yeah, he's let at least. Well,
he's given Stubb like 3 games.
Well, he's given Stubb 3 there. So I mean, all told, from the start of this match, there's 5 racks that could be Hairpigs. And you think about it, if that was Cobra or Albinario playing, it would be 5 racks or 4 racks to them, rather than the score at the moment.
He's got a pretty easy safety here. He needs to really spin this ball.
Yep, just tuck it onto it.
Well, that's not a bad play. That's not the safety I was looking at, but that's actually a very good play. That was a smart play there. Stubb should just slow roll this. That's way too hard. The way to play that shot is you slow roll it and just land on top of it, and Stubb kind of hit it, and basically he just sold out doing that.
Well,
you just got to watch out for the scratch in the side pocket here. That's you got to jack up the butt of the cue enough that you're not going to scratch in the side.
Yeah, that's just going to get there. Yeah. That was well done.
He hit it perfect. He got the butt jacked up just enough to hold the cue ball up.
Now, the only thing with this is he's straight in the 4, so he's managed to pinch a bit and get the angle, which is actually better because now he's in a situation where he just needs a little soft tug back to see this 6 ball.
Yeah, he can just do a little soft draw shot, stop shot here. You don't need to move it much. Yeah. Now, the shot here is full-blown right English and hit it easy and just kill the ball and shoot the 7 up in the corner. See if he knows the shot. That's really the shot to play here. See, and he's going to play it the other way, which, is okay in this situation. I mean, he had room there.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it was a little more complicated, but he hit it good. He's fine.
Yeah, the right English kills the cue ball and the rail, takes the pace off, the running pace off the cue ball, and leaves you on the top short side for that 7 down the rail.
I learned some shots like that watching Efren. You would not believe how you can kill it. I remember I was playing in a BCA team match in Vegas, and I hit a kill shot like that, and the guys in the other team were like, "What just happened? How did he do that?" They couldn't believe it. You know, a lot of it's just knowledge and knowing those shots.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned that shot from Efren, watching Efren play it.
Well,
Hairpig's ahead, and it looks like it could be a dry break.
yeah, and what's more though, again, this is another perfect example here for Hairpig. He's got a shot in the one. The balls are all there. Is he going to be good enough to find his way through this?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I mean, the question of raising yourself to the next level is when you get this kind of rack, you need to get out on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, the 1 to the 2 isn't simple, but you know you've got to be able to do it, and that's a semi-fail. And I say that because he's on the wrong side of the 2. Now, the shot he needs to play here is shoot the 2 in the corner pocket and run the cue ball into the 7.
Yeah.
Do not shoot this 2 in the side, and that's what he's doing. See, the simple shot is just shoot it in the corner and let the cue ball run into the 7. I don't understand why he's doing this, because this is hard.
It needs to hit something now. That'll do it.
Yeah, well, he got lucky there. I mean, there's an example where he didn't play the right shot because the shot he played was too complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had a lot easier alternative shooting a 2 in the corner. So he should be okay here. The 6 is a little covered, but there's still plenty of room to get to it.
Now he's
I would play for the 4 on the side. I would take this off the long rail and come down and shoot the 4 on the side. And why? Because you have a lot of distance to roll out.
Loads of room. And
yes.
Well, he's
gotten away with that.
I agree with you, Steve. I mean, you look at the line from the ball that he potted to the long rail to the wide open spaces at the bottom of the table here to get on that 4. It looked far easier to do that.
Yeah, what I'm seeing with Hairpig is, you know, he's got a pretty good idea how to move the cue ball, but he's struggling with his pattern play as far as, you know, which shot am I going to shoot, which pocket, and how am I going to move the cue ball. And, you know, that's not that unusual. I mean, he's okay. I think he's at a level right now where, you know, he's playing pretty good pool, but his pattern play is kind of holding him back. It's making a run out that should be easy really tough.
Well, I would say in Hairpig's defence, and this is something that you have to always bear in mind as well, Hairpig's not the type of player in VP. Oh dear. Well, I told you I had to get a good line on it. And he's overcut it.
I'm surprised he missed that. I'm surprised he missed that.
Yeah, well, Hairpig doesn't sit in VP4 all day and get loads of table time.
Yeah, and that definitely makes it a lot tougher. There's no doubt about that.
You know, so he's got to find his feet each time he comes into play a match like this. So you've got to give him that leeway, but. You know, that 6 ball should have gone in, and it's another rack that's going to leak away here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
I mean, he's aiding Stubbs' ability to stay in this match early on.
Well, Stubb just got on the wrong side of this ball. I'll give Hairpig a pass on, you know, some of the execution mistakes because he's not playing a lot. But, you know, as far as pattern play and stuff, I think, you know, he just needs to improve that because he's making easy runouts really hard by choosing the wrong way to move the cue ball. All right, so Stubb plays that pretty well. I mean, that was the thing I liked about that shot is that was a natural path. He accepted the fact that he wasn't going to have, a simple shot on the 10. He played the natural path of the cue ball to a spot where, he can make this ball. And that was a smart play because that was kind of tricky how he was on that 9 ball.
Well, he's got back to where he wants to be. He's back all square, but the break now back with Hairpig.
Well, I think Hairpig could win this match. I mean, I think he's just going to have to just get a little bit better here about some of the decisions, and he can win this match.
Well, this is dry as well. Now,
this is going to be a push out.
You guys that are watching, however many there is, I don't know, but let me know what you think of the stream quality. Are we getting the same stuttering issues that we had the last couple of streams, or is everything looking better?
Ball? Did he call the 9 ball?
No, he didn't
call the 9 ball. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't push out there. I mean, he had some good places to push out. He could have pushed to the long rail and left a thin cut on the 1, and it was only a partial pocket because the 9 ball was in the way. I mean, he had some simple push outs that were pretty good.
Well, here's a simple one. Just bank it up towards the 6 and tuck the cue ball behind the 7 and 8. I think he's hit it too heavy, though. That's poor.
Well, the problem was that he needed to hit that with a fair amount of right English.
You need to spin
the cue ball.
Exactly. You need the spin to kill it again in the rail, and again he didn't. Now let's have a look at this 7 and 8 because that is really tight to be able to get.
The 7 ball goes, I think, doesn't it? Yeah, I think the 7 ball goes.
Well, the 6 being where it is handy as well. And this is Stubbs' opportunity to get the lead.
I'm not sure quite what he's doing here. What is he going forward for? I don't get that shot. He could have just pulled that back a little. I'm not sure why he went forward there.
Well, he'd be going forward in this one as well.
Well, he could run into the 7 and then shoot the 6 up in the corner or the side. I mean, if he decides he wants to move on 7, now's the perfect time because he can get a shot on the 6.
I think he'll be too worried about that. I think he'll just go forward. Yeah. He's just looking to drop onto the 7, and he's perfect for that.
Yeah, well, I think the 7 goes pretty easy. And you want to get a little below it. You don't want to be above it. You want to be a little below this because then you can use the natural throw. He's going to stay above this, and that's a mistake.
Yeah, he's nudging the 8.
Yeah, he should have rolled below that because you shoot the 7 clean, the throw helps you pocket the ball, and you don't have a problem with bumping the 8.
I mean, obviously it would be a total disaster for the 8 ball to go stone dead, so he was pretty much always going to have a shot. But it is the lead for Stubb, and it's going to be his break next. So from 4-1 down, it's 5 in a row for Stubb.
Yeah, well, Stubbs getting rolling, and Hairpig can't afford to keep making those mistakes. He's got to, pick it up here. See if he takes the bank shot on. Looks like he is. And this is a reasonable bank to shoot at.
Well, that's as true a statement as ever you're going to say in the chat there. VP4. VP4 is always going to be easier than real life. But the execution of shots is no different.
Well, it's easier in some ways. It's harder in others. It's not exactly the same because you're playing a 3D environment on 2D screen, and then you got the stroke of God. Now, I will say this, okay, is people assume that VP is easier than real life, but I will contest that in the sense that if you really can play pool, and you're a good player, um, that's not necessarily true that VP4 is easier. I can tell you that me personally, I play a lot better pool in real life than VP4. You know, but it's hard to get to that level in real life
Well,
where you have a stroke that goes straight and you know.
yeah, but give yourself a bit of leeway there, Steve. If you sat on the table as often as Spectre Dawn does, you'd be a far better player at VP4. Period.
Oh yeah, if I spent the time on VP4, I'd be a lot better player, but I still don't think I'd be as good as real life.
Mm.
I mean, I would do some things better, but so I don't think I'd be a better shot maker. I think I'd be more consistent in VP4, but I don't think I'd be a better shot maker. I think I'd actually be worse.
I don't like this 4-ball where it's sitting because, the 3 balls down here, he's got to avoid the 6. He's got to get into this cue ball, and he hasn't.
Well, I mean, that just wasn't going to happen at that angle. Now, he's got a pretty good chance to play safe here, but...
well, he just wants to try and kick this up towards... the 10 ball.
He's got to play a kick shot here because there's no way you're going to try to thin cut this.
Yeah, he's got to get. I wouldn't be ramming this. I'd just be running it. Well, he's caught it thin. Now he needs to avoid the 6 again, and he hasn't.
And he's going to sell out. Well, the 4-ball's still a little tricky.
Yeah, I think Stubbs going to leave a bank in this because I don't think he thinks he can pot this.
The 4-ball will go. I think the 4-ball goes.
I'm not convinced.
I'm pretty sure you can make it, and you can get the 9-ball out of the way. Now, getting a shot on the 5 is a little tricky because you need to hold the cue ball there.
Yeah, because the angle that Stubbs got in the 3 isn't perfect. Well, he's trying.
I still have trouble pocketing balls on these pockets, and they're like 4.5 inches.
That's a pretty good shot.
I played a lot of pool in real life on 4-inch pockets, and I can pocket balls in real life on a 4-inch pocket better than I can on these 4.5 in VP.
Yeah, that was well played by Stubby. He got pretty much on the mark just to squeeze that in.
Yeah, I mean he's out here. This is kind of frustrating watching Hairpig because he looks like a player that should win this match, but then he doesn't play like that player.
Well, that kick that he had in the 3, he got that all wrong, hit it far too thin. And Stubb looks as if he's going to have daylight here.
Yeah, Stubb will get out here. I mean, this is a pretty simple situation.
The way this match is going is the way that it will go because of what I said about Hairpig's ability to get the job done more often than not, and this is now why he's finding Stubb opening up the gap. You got to keep that consistency.
Hairpig's one of these kind of players on VP that could be way better than he is right now. I mean, he's got enough of the tools that if he just improved in a couple areas, he would be way better than he is now. I mean, Stubb wouldn't be able to beat him. He's really not that far away. But sometimes those little humps can be hard to get over because that's what I see. He's just got a couple little humps to get over, and he's going to play a lot better.
Well, cut the 1 past the 6, let it run down towards the 9, cue ball in behind the 7 and 8 and 10.
This is tricky. Missing the 9, missing the 7. This is very tricky. You're better off if running into the 9, the right side of the 9, and coming out 2 rails.
No, it's called the cut. Again, you've got.
Well, he hit the wrong side of the 9 ball. He needed to hit the other side.
And he can't see the 2.
No, this is. Well, he's got a pretty good kick safe here. You kick What's he doing? Why is he kicking it that way? He's got a pretty good kick safe here.
I'm just having a quick look at this 4-ball.
He can kick safe. He can bring the cue ball on top of that 4-9.
Well, the 4-ball goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he's gonna roll good here. Yeah, he did.
Now the 4-ball only goes in one corner pocket. It doesn't go in both. Doesn't go down this pocket, but it does go in that one up top. And Hairpig should be aware of that. He should already have looked. So he's got to get back. He's got to get right into this cue ball. He's looking at it passing the 9-ball from the end that he's at, so he should have already looked to see it doesn't pass the 9-ball from the top end. And he looks as if he's putting top in the cue ball, so I don't know what he's doing here.
Yeah, he needs to come back, and this is no good. Well, maybe he's going to play the bank shot on the 9.
I don't know what he had in mind here.
I think if he plays the bank on the 9, it's going to go long. Maybe if he hits it super hard.
Well, I presume he's just trying to duck for cover, but he hasn't got the cover. Nothing's left easy.
Well, this is tough to get on the 5-ball. You got I don't think.
Well, the 9-ball's in the way.
See, I don't think this shot's wise because it's difficult to get on the 5-ball. You know, the 9-ball's in the way. You got all these other blockers. This is a difficult shot. He's going to try to make the 4 and go 3 or 4 rails to get on the 5, but this is tough.
Well, this, if it takes the line it's taken, looks a pretty damn good shot to me.
Well, I mean, there was some luck involved there. He came right between the 10 and 7. I mean, I'm not saying that the shot wasn't there. It was just, you know, with that much traffic, there was a good chance he was going to get hooked. And, you know, he hit the ball good and he came out good.
Well, if you're Hairpig, this is taking a nasty turn, this match. His 4-1 lead is long gone.
Well, it's taking a nasty turn because Hairpigs is making a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, Stubb is going to play pretty consistently this level. He's not going to make a ridiculous amount of mistakes, but, you know, he doesn't play good enough to really dominate and keep somebody off the table. So Hairpig's getting a lot of chances. He's just not taking advantage.
Right, loads of left English to hit the rail and come back this direction. No, he's not. I thought he was going to hit the rail. He decided against it. He looked as if that's what he was lining up to play.
You just cinched it, which is, you know, in VP4, this is probably not a terrible play. In real life, you probably wouldn't want to be on the rail like this.
Well, these are the shots in VP4 that are 100 times easier than what they are in real life.
Yeah, it's easier to stay still and, you know, stay on it when you're...
So, it's now 7 racks in a row for Stubb. And from having a 3-rack lead, Hairpig's now trailing by 3.
Well, that's not surprising because, you know, the way Hairpig was playing it was looking like he was going to get himself in trouble as soon as Stubb got warmed up.
Yeah, well, Hairpig's going to have to apply himself here to stay in touch, or this is just going to run away from him.
So we've got to push, and
you sound more tired than I am, Steve.
I am.
And it's 2:45 in the morning here.
You know, that wasn't a terrible push. At first, I thought it wasn't that good, but this situation isn't wonderful here.
And well, Stubb's going to call the 4. He's not going to do anything else other than call the 4. So then you've got to think, well, you call the 4 and you pot the 4. So he's got to be playing this at a pace where he keeps the cue ball up that end of the table.
He's got the 5 ball. Well, and he did not hit it right.
Well,
I mean, he had to get into that 5 ball pretty solid, and he failed to do that.
Yeah, I'm surprised he played it at that pace. And he's gone all out for the cut, and he's got it. This is Stubb at his best, and his worst. You know, potting himself in situations like this and then relying on having a shot.
That was a good shot, but the problem is he's probably going to play the billiard here. He might cut this.
Oh no, he'll cut that. Yeah.
This is a kind of tricky because you hit this just a little heavy, and that 6 ball's not going in. You can afford to overcut this, but you can't afford to. Wow, he overcut it so much he missed it that way. He was thinking the same thing I was. I can't overcut this too much. Well, guess what? You just did.
Yeah, he's got away with it though.
No, not really. I mean, you know.
I mean, he could.
The way I look at it is like, you know, Hairpig's got a chance to play safe here, and you know,
he's called the reverse bank into the corner here. Now this cue ball's going to leak away down the bottom left hand corner. He's going to be left with nothing in the 3. Well, he's got it running.
Well, he hit it way too hard because he could have played a 2-way shot there, and he might have been playing the 2-way shot. He just hit it too hard. You got to control that ball speed and get the hook.
Here we go. Big blast in the 2. Up and down the table. And he's going to have a cut on the 3 onto the 5. You know, this is where suddenly a race to 17 looks an awful long distance for Hairpig. It wasn't looking quite as bad as that when he was 4-1 up, but all of a sudden, race to 17 looks way too far away.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't think Hairpig's game has changed a lot. I think Stubb has just kind of gotten into a rhythm. You know, I think Stubbs picked up his game and Hairpig stayed the same. See how he hits this one. You got to hit this with a little English and go forward and kill and hold it.
He's spinning around.
And see, I would have gone probably in between the 10 and the 8. He decided to go that way. Well, that's still okay.
2 rails.
You know, he can get to the end rail from here. It's just, you know, not your favorite angle. And he's overhit it. That's what you didn't want to do in this situation. And now he's got trouble.
Well, these are the type of shots that he was born to play and has been for as long as I've seen him, digging himself out a hole. And he's got away with that as well.
Did he hook himself?
No, he's fine.
He got away with it. Yeah, you know, that's pool though. 1,000,001 ways to screw up.
Well, it's going to be 8 in a row if Stubb knocks this in.
It just that that sort of thing is, there's so many ways to screw up. That's why it's a hard game. And that reminds me, Hugh. You ever hear of that famous Vietnamese cookbook?
No, but you're going to tell me the name.
Yes, I am. 101 Ways to Walk Your Dog.
Oh dear. Well, I don't think they'll get any worse than that.
No, that's pretty much dragging the bottom.
Well, it's
And,
not. It's not often you're going to have somebody get 8 racks in a row in this tournament. Bear in mind it's alternate break.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. And it's a dry break. It stubs at the table doesn't look like a whole lot. You can't see this one at all. That's an interesting thing, What's he going to push out to? Can he see the bank? He can. Yeah, this is an interesting push out.
Well, I know what I'd be doing. My mind tells me I'd be spinning off the right side of that one and sending the one down to the short reel if I could. But if
I
you're going
like that shot. I like that shot he played because that was a little tricky. Your shot was a little tricky.
He's came up with a better idea. At least he's got the cover. I mean, that could have been a 110 combo there if he had just come out another inch.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy shot that he shot. That's the ones you want to look for is the simple ones. That was pretty simple. So Stubbs going to take a whack at it.
Talking of a 110 combo, I don't think that Hairpig can get to it. He's
got to play it off the rail. He can get to it if he plays it off the rail. That's no problem. That's a pretty tough. You're talking about a kick combo.
Yeah, he's got to hit this with pace to get enough movement in the one ball, though.
This is a hard shot. It really is because you got to be pretty precise on this kick.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was really a tough shot.
Not easy. Well, the only thing that could be an issue for Stubb is the combo on. Well, presumably, I mean, look at where the 3 ball is. Stubb would be more likely, if he can, to just roll the 3 in and leave himself high up above the 8 and cut the 4 that way, rather than playing the 4-8 combo.
Yeah, he's got a lot of options. This isn't a tough table. That's kind of a funky move he just made there off the 1 ball. I wouldn't say that was wonderful. But, this is pretty standard and slide across to shoot the 3 in the corner. I imagine that's what he's going to be playing. Oh, boy, that was terrible.
Well,
not only did he miss the ball, but his cue ball was no good.
Well, this is it's an opportunity for Hairpig. They've been few and far between for a real opportunity to win a rack here.
Yeah, well, I think it's getting the must-do time.
Well, Hairpig's going to do what I said, or Stubb would do. He's just going to drop this in and.
Yeah, he can just run into the 9 ball here. I think he's got an angle where he can just run into the 9. He chooses not to do that. He's just going to roll up there.
Now, it's all going to hinge from that 5 to the 6, where he can just drop as straight as he can on this 7-10 combo. So that's what he's got to be thinking about. I don't believe he's going to try and get on the 7 from the top side and play it down the table. Looks far easier to get yourself on it to play the 7-10 combo. And being honest with you, it's a 7-10 combo that he shouldn't be missing. You just drop this 6 ball in, come off the rail and out into a line.
Well, I wouldn't play that. I'd be playing for the backside of that 7 because that's pretty easy.
And that's the cue ball starting to run if he's going for it.
Of course, the way these pockets play, you're probably right. It probably is better to play 7-10. Yeah. But in real life, I wouldn't do that.
He's going your way, and he's got there.
He's got a little more angle than he wants. He's going to have to roll this and leave it cut.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll get away with that.
Yeah, he should be okay.
You know, nice and gentle. The cue ball's not going far.
He's got the picture of Corey Duell. Corey's kind of an interesting fellow. He's a little different, you know. Brilliant player, but he's a little different sort of person.
He's a little goofy. Is that the word?
You know, I wouldn't call it goofy. He's just, you know,
he does his own thing.
He's thoughtful in a different way, and he's got a little different sort of personality, and you know, he's.
Well, there's a sigh of relief from Hairpig. He's got one on the board. The 8 ball's gone in, and
Well, he's got a chance to make a run here, doesn't he?
Well, I keep forgetting it's Stubb that's breaking.
Oh, it was Stubb that time. Okay, well, this 1 to 2 could be a little tricky.
I think it's.
I don't see how he's going to move the cue ball to get on this 2. This is going to. I'm just anxious to see what he thinks he's going to do here.
He's got loads of left English.
I see. He's going to blast it and hope to get lucky, which he did.
Now, the first thing he had to do was to avoid running into any of those balls. Now, you see how he skimmed past the 10 and 9 there? If he'd hit any of those, he'd have been probably dead and buried one way or another, but he's got away with it. 5 ball is going to have to be a bank, even if he gets that far. Is he going to be crazy here? Is he going to have a blast and try and get into them, or is he going to take his medicine? No, he hasn't got there. Not really. I mean, he can still reverse bank this. He's running in, obviously, to the 10 and 9.
Oh, yeah, this ball banks, and I wouldn't say this is a particularly difficult bank. I mean, it's a little harder with the angle he's got, and he's putting left. I put more left on it. This is a shot you need to put a lot of left English on to make sure you don't come up short.
Oh, that's perfect.
And he hit it well. So, you know, that's a little touch of class there. That was very controlled.
Now, this could go really funny here. He's got to play an awkward cut in the 6 and get line of sight in this 7 ball.
Well, he's taking his time on this shot.
And that's a bonus using the 9 ball. The 9 ball goes in.
Well, I guess you could roll this. This is kind of something funny, but I guess you can roll this. See if he decides to go back and forth or just roll it. I think he's probably just going to roll it.
Yeah, it's tight to the rail.
And he hit it good. He hit it with the cue ball killed.
It just held the line enough. So Hairpig's comeback is short and sweet. It's now double figures for Stubb.
I'm going to go get a glass of water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll have a quick drink as well. So we're into rack number 17. Hairpig breaking. Centre break. That 4 ball is going to go as well. The 5 ball is already gone into this bottom right. And we've got the 1 and 10 married up. Now, is the line in that 10 ball, is he going to call it in the corner? It might be a bank. Let's have a look. It might be a bank. I think he's looking at it into this corner. Well, this is a bonus. If it goes, it looks reasonable enough. Oh, that's perfect. What a bonus that is for Hairpig. Spotted that straight away. myself, and he desperately needed to get that run of the ball there. So that's a quick rack for Hairpig. He's back to within 3. The break back to Stubb. The break is dry. And that's the sort of little run of the ball that Hairpig needs, but he also needs to be taking advantage of it, and he got it right there. It certainly looked pretty much on at first glance when I saw that, and Hairpig was onto it straight away. And he's also at the table with, the wrong side of the 2. Now, he's got to find a way where he's not running into the 7 if he's going to pot the 2, and try and get into a very small gap to get on the 3, because it doesn't go anywhere else, but it does go into this corner. This would be a shot. Miss the 7, and he hasn't got the line, but at least he can still see an edge of the 3. I don't know whether he can be getting a good safety off this. I mean, if he feathers the 3, he might hit the 8. If he feathers it and gets lucky, he'll miss the 8, and he could end up down with the 7. Now, he's hit it thicker, but he's found a line, and that is very good. Big target for Stubb, though. Now, he should be calling a pocket. He's going to blast this. He hasn't called anything. And I think Stubb's going to get away with it as well. Once again, though, the pressure's on Hairpig because, the only problem ball I can see at the moment is the 4 ball. That's obviously blocked by the 6 into the top right-hand corner.
So Hairpig won the last game.
Well, Hairpig broke off, and the 2-10 were married together in a line where Hairpig could bank it long up and down, and he spotted it straight away. The commentator's eye spotted it, and Hairpig took it on and he got it. So it was a quick rack to get him back within 3. And
well, this is a pretty easy combo here. I mean, I would expect Stubb's going to run out. Oh, he played safe. That's surprising. I think that was a mistake. That 3-6 combo isn't hard.
That
could come back to bite him. I mean, it rolled up really good. I mean, he's going to have to kick at this, but I mean, he still may get safe here. I'm surprised he didn't shoot that. I don't know why he's calling this a side pocket. If he thinks it's going to go off the 5, it won't.
Well, he's caught the 6. He hasn't found a line off the rail to get to the 3, and he's just sold out.
That was just a bunch of craziness.
Well, I don't think that Hairpig was aware there that he was running out of shot clock time. I think all his extensions have gone.
It looked like he rushed it there, so. Oh, we're going to have to mute Stubb again. I mean, geez, what is with this guy?
And again, he's got a little roll there. Nudge onto the 8 and the 9. And this is a shot that's going to win him the rack.
Yeah, this is a little tricky.
He's got the spin working, though. He's got the pace right.
He's got good speed.
Well,
that's the important thing.
He's just a tad short, but it shouldn't be any issue.
Oh, this is good. I knew guys in real life that would play for this angle all the time. This was the angle they wanted to be at. I mean, because it's so simple. See what he did there? All he did is pocket the ball, and it's perfect.
Just going to take the natural line off that rail.
Yeah, I knew this guy. His name was Arturo Rivera. He's no longer with us, but he played that kind of angle or more every single time. Yeah, he was one of the Mexican players. There's a lot of good Mexican players.
Well, the only good Mexican player I've ever known was Lee Trevino, and he was a golfer.
Oh no, there's been some very strong Mexican players like Rafael Martinez, really strong. Oh, there's a guy from Texas now, and I can't remember his name. That's a real strong player. I mean, there's been a lot, you know. I mean, Oscar Dominguez and Ernesto Dominguez, very strong players.
They Mexican? I didn't know that. I thought they were Filipinos.
Oh no, they're Mexican. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's ever been a Mexican that's been, a top, 1, 2, 3 player.
Sorensen says Cesar Morales.
Well, he's not Mexican. He's Filipino.
Ah, there you go. He's just as confused as I am. Because they all sound Mexican. That's the problem.
But there's been a lot of good Mexican players. There really have. I mean, my mentor, Frank the Barber, is Mexican, and really strong player. Just not top of the world player.
Oh, welcome to Slim. I never noticed Slim in the chat.
Slim's here. How about that?
Well, now that I've sort of come to my senses, I haven't had the chance to commiserate with Slim with his match result against Sparkers the other day. The one that it went off at what time did they play it at? I can't remember. I think it went off at noon my time, and I was at work until 2 p.m. in the afternoon, so I missed the whole match. So, Slim, how are you feeling after that match? Give us your account of how things went. Well, Hairpig's got a chance to narrow the gap again back to 3. Needs the angle on this 8 ball, and he's got an angle. Let me just have I think hopefully Slim's writing his life story here. Didn't play well enough to win. Poor start. Reeled him in. Yeah, you were behind by quite a few racks ahead. And then I heard they got a lucky roll in the last rack. Oh dear, you can't be doing that here, Pig. I mean, he had the angle to get up for that 9, and that is a fatal error.
Yeah, that's one of those shots that you just,
You cannot do that. Simple as that. You can't have 3 balls on the table like that, enough angle in the 8 to come up. I mean, all you do is overhit the shot, and you're guaranteed you're good in the 8 from distance.
But I think there's he shouldn't have missed the 9 ball anyways, and I think there's it's one of those things where you get to a certain level where you just don't miss that ball.
Yeah.
But before you get to that level, that ball's missable, and you do. I mean, it's. I've gone through this in real life where getting to the point where you just stop missing balls like that, it can be very difficult to do.
Yeah.
And I think VP. People say, well, VP is not quite like real life. Well, it's not in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it is. And that's one way it is. It's very difficult to get to the point where you're consistent on that kind of shot where you just don't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a hard shot, but yet people miss it a lot, right? I mean, you see players miss that shot. You've missed that shot, Hugh. I miss that shot.
You see it all the time, but you had the perfect opportunity to get really good on that 9 ball, and let's be honest, it's a poor shot to get onto that 9 from where he was sitting on the 8 with a nice enough angle, and there was no excuse not to get there. It's a type of thing you can't afford to be doing basically at this stage. He's 5 racks down now.
No, at this point he can't make those mistakes. You're absolutely right. I mean, he needs to play solid.
Well, you know, if you're in Hairpig's corner, you need to be seeing signs that, you know, things are falling into place, and he's been able to grasp the opportunity when it's there, and that was a gift for Stubb.
Well, he can bank this 2-ball and make the cue ball go in between the rail and the 5. That's what he needs to do. Now, this bank isn't terribly difficult, but getting a cue ball to run down that rail is a little tricky. He needs to put a little bit of left English on this because he's got to get the cue ball to stay to the rail.
He's double kissed that, I think.
He double kissed it. You're right. Yeah.
He's got the spin, but it hasn't worked enough. I was thinking it was just going to miss that 6 and come up behind the 4-8.
Well, this is no gimme. If he goes forward, the 5 ball is tricky to get around. And if it was me, I'd be going forward and I'd try to go around the 5. And
well, but you can do that.
And you know what?
You can do that, well. Steve. Yeah, you got
that. See, here's the thing: is if you hit the back of the 5, it's going to go down the rail like that, and if you miss the back of the 5, it goes the other side. So, that was a well played shot. It looked like he got lucky, but he really didn't. That was a well played shot.
He still got lucky. He still get lucky. It's typical Stubb. He still get lucky.
But if I was shooting that shot, I would be recognizing that if I hit the 5, you know, it's going to want to come down the rail. That doesn't mean it won't come down and hit the 8 ball and lock up, but I mean, it gave you some other options if besides just I can't shoot this shot unless I completely miss the 5. Well, you know, it wasn't true. You could hit the 5 and still get on the 3, and Stubb did it.
Well, this match is gone. I think it's pretty much gone now.
Well, you know, Hairpig's another one of those players that could play a lot better on VP. And probably a lot better in real life. You know, the thing about real life that confuses things is the ability to stroke the cue and make the Q-tip do what you want is difficult. And you don't have to worry about that in virtual pool. But in real life you do. And you know, unless you can develop a really good stroke in real life, you'll never be able to play this kind of pool that you're playing on VP.
Yeah.
You may know what to do, but you have to have the stroke to do it. And he's going to go 2 or 3 rails here.
Just using the stun and the left English to spin that cue ball around the corner. So Stubb's going to be 4 away.
I haven't seen Hairpig play enough to know if this is just a bad day for him or this is how he plays or what's going on. I mean, what I'm seeing isn't good enough to beat Stubb.
Well, it's more or less the level I would be playing at, making far too many mistakes, the weight of shot letting me down and getting consistent position. That's he's in the same boat as I am.
Well, I mean, I think the whole rack here is kind of the 2 to the 3. If you get on this 3 good, you know, I mean, because the 4 ball is a little tricky. You know, not only do you have to get a shot on this 3, you've got to get on it good where you can come back and shoot the 4 in probably the same pocket.
He's just trying to check it to come back into the gap. This is tricky. He's got it well.
Yeah,
judged it well. Now, he might be able to nudge the 6. Can he maybe nudge the 6?
Oh, he can definitely nudge the 6. As long as he is not on the bottom side of the 6, he'll be okay bumping it. He just can't afford to hit the bottom of the 6. You can go around it, but that's kind of tricky. I would try to run into the 6.
Yeah, he's jacking up a bit. Yeah, that's fine.
And that's perfect.
That just
see, that was a perfect line. If he would have got a little further wide and bumped the 6, you still would have been fine. Yeah, and this is the thing about Stubb is sometimes he looks like he's a really good player, because he's handling this sort of situation, which was a little tricky, very well.
This is just a straight roll through, and the angle's going to be nice enough.
Yeah, this is simple. You just want to stay on this side of the 9-ball. And he doesn't, of course. Not that this is that difficult, but it certainly was a lot easier if you stayed on the other side of the 9-ball.
Well, just a big firm stud, I think. No, he's letting it run.
Yeah, he's fine. That was well played.
So Hairpig's just had bits and pieces since his 4-1 lead, which seems an awful long time ago. It was 95 minutes ago almost we started this. Stubbs breaks, giving him, a couple of balls?
Stubbs got comfortable. He's had enough time at the table that he's comfortable. And I think that's sort of Stubbs' challenge against the better players that he's been losing to, is that he's not getting enough time at the table. He doesn't get comfortable, and he makes some mistakes he shouldn't, and that's why he has trouble beating the guys that are winning world championships.
The guys that are beating him are they're more than strong enough to match and better Stubb.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm excited this tournament that Mal's playing. Because Mal's always been one of my favorite players. I like the way Mal plays. And, I've always thought he was one of the best players. And he's struggled a little bit in these online tournaments. He certainly hasn't played up to his ability in most of them. Well, look at this.
Well, that's unexpected.
Well, he lost the cue ball. He overhit it. I mean, he went to the rail, which is what you should do, but he overhit it. So he's going to play the kick here, and this is a little tricky.
Well, this might end up dead. Yeah.
He hit that a little too hard, or he has to play a different angle.
You got to be brave enough. Got to be brave enough.
This is an easy save here.
Just roll it in and get it tight. See, he's chickened out, not got to rail, and it's...
that looked like a Larry trackball there.
Yeah, sayonara to this rack.
I think you're right, Hugh. I think if Hairpig played more virtual pool, he would play a lot better, because he makes a lot of execution mistakes, and you're right, it's probably just from not playing very much.
You see that shot there, those little touchy shots, those things that shot just falls into place when you're, well, goodness me, what's happened here? Unbelievable.
Just when you're thinking the Hairpig's really in trouble. That happens.
Wow.
He still is really in trouble, but I mean, that's a 2-game swing right there. Instead of 15-7, it's 14-8. That's a big game.
I'm glad Stubbs muted.
Oh yeah, there'd be all this FTS and BS and going on.
Yeah, but going back to that shot that Hairpig played there, he knows that you've got to get through the shot just to get that roll in the cue ball to nail it onto the object ball, and he totally choked on it. And
honestly, I don't even know if it's as much choking as just when you don't play much and you don't have a good feel for things, and it's
choking in the sense that he wasn't comfortable, and when you're playing often enough and regular enough, your touch is there. You don't think about that shot. You would be down and play it no problem. And again, it's back to the fact that your table time isn't allowing you to be comfortable on that
Yeah.
shot.
Well, I mean, certainly if you're not comfortable, it makes those kind of shots a lot harder. What should be automatic, and I mean, I think you start thinking about it, and thinking about it's usually bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he's going to do here. This is tricky.
Yeah, well, I guess
there's no easy safe or anything here. I mean, this is really not where you want to be.
He's not called anything so far. Ideally, he wants to skim this half ball. Oh, he's managed to get an edge, but I think I would have been trying to just kick it from behind and hit a half ball and come up the table.
It was going to be tough to hit the edge of that ball and come out safe.
Yeah,
that was always a difficult. Well, this doesn't look any good here either. I mean, you can shoot it in the side, but it's hard to get down to the 5.
Oh, this is way too tight to be trying to slam that in the side, isn't it?
Well, you can shoot this in the corner and go, back and forth across the rails and shoot the 5 in the corner by the 6. You can shoot this 3 with inside, get it past the side pocket. The cue ball will come over where you have a shot on the 5.
Well,
I don't get that shot because
I get it because Stubb typically there was banking on that 3 get in and just leaving that cut in the 5. Relying on his potting again. He found the gap between the 7 and the 1 because that was his main objective.
I would have hit the 3 with a lot of left into the corner because it's a lot bigger pocket. You can afford to hit it hard and go back and forth.
See, this is not great either because Hairpig's running into the 10 unless he's trying to spin it out. There's the cue ball going. Okay. He's all right.
Now this shot's a little tricky in real life and in VP. This shot is a little bit tricky.
Well, this is about getting the pace right.
You can go forward with this shot, believe it or not. I'm not sure you know that shot.
Well,
do you going forward there?
That was a good shot. Well, forward just bumping and back out.
No, you got to go forward to left English there. It's a tricky shot. You go forward to long rail, end rail, long rail, and out. But, he played it the more conventional way and hit it really well.
Well, the left English would bring it back up in the short side of the 8 ball.
Yep.
For the 7.
Yeah. You'll see good players play that shot sometimes. You got to have the right angle to do it, and that ball was at the right angle.
Well, this is going to be, dare I say it? I'm not going to say it. But, I'm now. It's going to be 2 racks in a row here.
Boy, he got himself a little funny in this 9.
Yeah, he's loads of
room. He
room.
wanted to be above this, and then you could just slide over, and now he's got to work. I mean, this is just, he should never got on that side of the 9. All right, well, he's good, and it's going to be 14-9, and
still a long way back.
He's going to need some help, and he's going to have to play good to win this match. I mean, this is just this is tough at this point for Hairpig because he's so far behind. I mean, Stubb needs 3 and Hairpig needs 8. That's brutal.
And Stubb's break is dry. Oh, look at the mess we've got here. Well, Stubb's going to be in trouble every day of the week. As long as Hairpig doesn't hit this, I don't believe he can scratch off the 9 if he's hitting it at the right pace.
Well, he can go the other way too if he hits it easy, but I think he'll go the way you're talking about.
No, he's going the other way.
He is going the other way, okay.
And I was just going to say there, has he got a ball to rail? But he did. He did get a ball to rail. Now, this is a good...
Yeah, and the way it rolled up on the 9, this is tough here for Stubb. This is very tough.
Well, this is three foul territory, this. Because there's no way that you're going to be potting this one and trying to break the 2 out. You've got to go for 3 fouls here.
Can you imagine how pissed off Stubb would be if he got 3 fouled? He would never stop cursing.
I don't.
I hope he tries to 3-foul him. I
well,
want to see this.
To me, he's got to. I don't believe he should be trying anything crazy, trying to break this 2 out. I mean, you got to accept the situation and get this nailed.
Well, he's got a good. If he's playing what I think he's playing, this is a good chance to get a 3-foul. Roll this up on the 6 ball. What's he doing now?
No, I haven't a clue. I don't think he's quite certain what he's doing himself.
He needs to just hit this up table off the long rail and roll up on the 6. What's he doing?
He's trying to tuck he's looking at trying to tuck the 1 over towards the 6 there with that position. Now
well,
he's
you just run the 1 into the 5 ball and tuck the cue ball over by the 6.
Yeah. Again, this is a touchy shot with the pace. Now he's gone for a pot, and now I don't know what he's doing.
He tried to break the 2 out. I mean, he's doing things the hard way. You were right. He should have tried to 3-foul him.
I would never even have contemplated it. I know what I'd be doing. I'd be burying that cue ball somewhere.
I mean, you can always change your mind later.
And Stubbs going for something acrobatic here. Watch the 6 ball.
I was playing a match against Oscar Dominguez. I had him on too, and I was looking at it just thinking, I'm not going to be able to get a really good hook on this. I'll have to get lucky. And he kicks so good. So instead, I just ran out. But, that's a decision you make when you're on 2. Mm-hmm. I mean, Hairpig never even got to 2.
No. And I think that was the...
This is on for a 2-rail bank. I don't think it goes for a 1-rail, but it goes for a 2-rail. I don't think he's going to play either here. He's just going to roll up on it, which is probably a mistake.
Well,
because I think he's just going to get hooked here. This is a very easy safety. And Stubb dogged the very easy safety. He hit way too much 2-ball.
Yeah.
He caught a lot of that 2-ball. He hits that thinner. The 2-ball stays behind the 8. And the cue ball goes behind the 4.
Should have had Hairpig in trouble there.
Yeah, that was an easy safe, and he blew it. That's a well-played shot. I mean, I don't know if he got there, but that was the right idea, is just kind of angle off that on the 9.
Yeah,
he didn't get there, but it was close.
He's filled the 9. He's filled the 9.
Yeah, it was close enough. Stubb just fouled.
Yeah, he was just trying to spin and skim past the 2, catch the 2 and skim past it like that, but he's caught the 9 with the spin.
Well, this is an absolute must-do on this run-out. I mean, he's got to get out here. I mean, the thing you got to be thinking about is how to get on the 5. So ideally, if you can cut the angle on the 4 back to the corner, it's real easy to go 2 rails and get to the 5. If you're on the other side of it, that's trickier. And, he's not in the right position here to get where he needs on the 4.
And,
this is tough. He's got the worst angle. He needs to be, if he's going to be straight, he needed to be a little on the other side of the 4. Instead, he's on the wrong side.
Now, is he going to try drawing off this, or is he going to try? I don't know whether he can go forward.
You kind of stun it forward and miss the 7, but that's a very difficult shot. I mean, it really is. It's not an easy shot to stun this and miss the 7. It's kind of a stun run.
Yep, he's got it as long as he doesn't hook himself.
Pretty good.
That'll do it.
Yeah, the speed he had to hit it. He had to hit that with a fair amount of speed, which brought a lot of danger in, but he got away with it. And he's got enough angle, he should be able to come out for the 7 ball.
Well, he's got to, again, take his medicine and not try and do too much, because all he needs to do is get out for the 7 ball. The 7 ball's fine for the cut. So
you just don't want to underhit this.
Yeah.
You're going to hit this with draw. You can draw it back, overdraw it like this. That's fine.
He's nailed that.
You just didn't want to underhit that.
Yeah.
I'd rather see him do that and go to more than he needs to than underhit it.
Well,
so I got to figure he's going to shoot the 8 in the side.
Yeah.
Boy, he did not get in the right spot there, but he's okay.
He's fine. He'll just tuck behind the 9 and around the corner now.
simple two-railer.
And make sure, obviously, you don't go anywhere near the 9. Well, he's come inside the 9. I thought, maybe the angle. Well, I never went down to look at it, but I thought he's going to be going in. See, now he's just got to drop this dead weight.
Yeah, he has choices about which way he was going to go.
So he's back.
All right, so Hairpig is showing signs of life.
Back to within 4. I mean, nothing to get excited about yet in terms of a comeback. But he's heading in the right direction, put it that way.
Well, he's still more than 2-1.
Yeah.
Stubbs got to win 3 to his 7, but every step he takes closer, it gives him a better chance. I mean, he could still win this.
Back in his break. Oh, that was a semi slug as well, wasn't it? 4 balls going in though.
But the ball went in. And he's got a pretty reasonable shot on the 1. Now, the good thing about this shot is position is almost automatic. But you got to make the ball. He needs to come 2 rails, end rail, side rail, and back down to the end rail. Little bit of left English, and this is pretty natural shape. He's just got to make the ball.
Oh, he needs a lucky kiss here. He needs a lucky kiss, and he hasn't. That's unfortunate.
Well, that was just too much left English, and that comes from, the thing is when you shoot that shot, the cut on the 1 is going to put left English on the cue ball. So the amount you add, you have to kind of subtract off what the actual ball collision's putting on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he didn't. I don't think he subtracted it off. He hit that like there was no added English from the object ball.
Well, Stubb can make the cut. He's going to go into the long rail, down to the bottom rail, and back out here.
Oh, sure. This is the easiest way to play this is 4 rails, and that's what he's doing. 3, 4. See, Stubb does certain things. A lot of players wouldn't have done that. Stubb does certain things really well where he recognizes the situation and how to move the cue ball, but then he fails utterly on other things.
No, he's still okay. 7 ball still goes.
He's fine. He's fine. I mean, I would expect he's going to run out here. Well, as soon as I say that, he comes up way short on the 6. But he's still okay. I mean, this is... Really, all he's got to do is make this ball. He's just got to decide whether he's going to hold this with right English or go to the long rail. And it looks like he's going to hold it.
Oh, he's hung it up. And this is going... Now, this is where you've got to get down here before you play the shot. Look at this 6 ball. Because if you try and pinch the rail before the 6 ball, this 6 ball's deep in the pocket. This is missable in terms of trying to play that shot.
Well, this is a tricky shot because you're going to hit the tit on the other side of the 6 ball.
Yeah.
So, you basically are going to hit that tit, and it's very hard to predict the direction.
I don't think he can get out of here.
He's going to hit the tit. I can almost guarantee you that. I don't see how he cannot hit the tit.
Now he goes.
He hit the tit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, as far as shots go, that came out pretty good. He can probably play the 10 ball here.
Now, does he play the bank or does he call the 10 with a billiard?
Well, I guess it depends on which shot you like. I mean, they're both there, but they're not there at the same time.
Again, that little touchy shot, and again, that's exactly like earlier on when he was trying to lock up the cue ball. He's not going through with the shot.
Yeah, he tried to play safe, and it wasn't well executed.
Well, that's the end of his little comeback run again.
Well, the thing is if Stubb goes on and wins this match, he's going to feel really good about his game. And, the thing is that Stubb didn't win because he played well as much as he's winning because Hairpig is struggling
Yeah,
to get
well,
out on racks he should.
Yeah, and it's always the case. If you give Stubb, chances often enough, he's going to be taking a lot more of them than he's going to be throwing away.
But all I'm saying is the mentality. It's like, see, this is the reason why it's easy to hustle people, is because they think if they're winning, they're better than you.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is lose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny how people think Stubbs going to think he played great when really he hasn't played that well, and he's winning like this because Hairpig is struggling.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, Stubbs' break's giving him the 6 ball. He's got a cut in the 1. If he runs into the 4, he'll still be fine. He's avoided that. Now I think he's pretty straight in the 2, is he? And he's got a slight angle, so he can actually come down past the 4 ball. Well, he hasn't got into it at all.
He tried to come back down the table, but he just had the Q-tip just a little bit too high.
Played too much stud and not enough draw.
I'm a little surprised he's not looking at a safety here. This is not an easy combination.
Well, Stubbs is only 2 away, so he's going to be taking risk. And
that was very well played. I mean, he's out. I mean, this is just dink, 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 dink now.
Went in the last breath of the roll.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be out here, and it's going to be 16-10 Stubb on the hill, and that's near impossible to come back from an alternate break.
And, what's that? Almost an hour and 55 minutes. Where's the cue ball going? Oh.
That's going to get a little bump off the tit and get perfect on the 9 ball.
Yeah. So, Hairpig is at least one more break to survive for another rack. 16-10 to Stubb.
Well, I bet you can't wait for league play next week.
Oh,
actually, it's this week.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, Steve.
You're going to play, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the humiliation.
I'm looking forward to seeing you play.
I'm looking forward. I don't even know who we're playing. I've just set the team. I haven't even paid any attention to who we're actually playing.
Okay, I'll look. I'll look for you. Just to let you know.
So, Stubb has... Well, he's really got one problem ball, but I think... How is he on this 3 ball? Well, he's just slightly the wrong angle to come straight back and pop it up the table. He's going to leave the combo, which is probably the sensible thing to do.
So let's see. You're VP4 TV. You play 9 ball shots.
Ah, right. I don't know even who the team is.
So 9 ball shots is Bobby Barra, Sharky 9, Surgis, and Risk, and Tony U.
Oh, dear.
So my guess is they're not going to play Risk since he didn't show up last time. So it's probably going to be... Well, I'm not sure who it's going to be. But, Sharky's a pretty good player, and so's Sugarrish.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping I get a decent enough handicap.
Well, let's see. What's your? Let me see what your rating is. You're 2053. So Sharky's going to be giving you some, and so's Sugarrish. So
good.
Yeah, you're going to get some weight. Of course, if you're playing like Tony U, you're going to be giving up a ton. If you're playing Bobby Barris, you're going to be on a ton. So you're going to have some matches that you're going to get weight, and you're going to have some matches you're going to give weight.
Yeah. Well, here we are, Stubb, completing the job for a 17 racks to 10 victory. We'll have a quick look at the bracket. and then we'll go to bed, folks. That's where I'm headed.
God, I'm tired. I can't imagine how you are. I'm tired.
Well, I've actually come to my senses after having that 90 minutes sleep. So Stubb goes through. Well done to him. Let's see how that shapes up. First of all, we have the match to mention, which is the one later on today, much later on today, 1900 British Summer Time, 7 p.m. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. And that's the all-UK match with Cobra and Spectre Dawn. There's other matches there, but it's too late to be running through them again. Quick look at the bracket. Now, where's Stubb in this bracket? Where is he? I can't even see him. My eyes have gone. I've gone past him. Oh, there he is. So Stubb goes through 17 racks to 10, and he's now playing Mark Shark. And Mark Shark's a competent enough player. Probably at a fairly similar level to Hairpig. I think that I mean, Mark Shark's got the potential to cause a few problems for Stubb, but Stubb should still be too strong. And then there's all the other matches. I'm not going to go through them. So unless you've got anything else to say, Steve, I'm heading to bed.
Well, no, I don't really have anything to say other than I'll see you tomorrow. I'm planning on being there.
Yeah, and I'll be there. That's a guaranteed. I'll be there later on today. So with that, folks, it is well overdue for a thank you and a good night. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you later on today. Unlucky Hairpig.
Right.
It was tough.
Thanks, guys.
Right. Good night, chaps. We'll see you again later on today.
Good night.
Good night. If we can find the right buttons, that is.
Good night, ladies.
the laws of physics.